Welcome to South Florida saltwater fishing. I'm Heath.
I'm Bella. I'm Bijou.
And it's time to get into the bite.
Dolphin in the boat.
Oh my God. Woo! Solo kingfish trip right there.
Let's do this. Let's do this. That's mutton snapper right there, baby.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, everybody, on the boat with me today, I got two very special guests. We got Bijou, Captain Bella. All right, so we're heading towards the inlet, trying not to crash the boat. It's a beautiful morning. We're rigging up. I'm gonna head offshore, have some fun dipping some lines in the water. Hopefully, with any luck, we'll be bringing home some food to the family. All right, so the idea for today is we're gonna head off to the deep ledges of the reef. We're gonna show you how to do what is considered the standard South Florida trolling tactic. Gonna go over how to cover the water column, troll on several different planes so that you can essentially cover more ground at one time. And so that's gonna be the intention, is to show you how effective trolling the reef can be. Some great family fun, get you out there, get you into the bite. Like I said, as always, hopefully we'll be bringing home some food. Before we get into this though, if you wanna learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, or just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss a thing. All right, folks, like I said, it's a beautiful morning. We got a slight 5 to 7 knot southeast breeze going on. Might be a little bumpy out there, but we're gonna have some fun. You know what that means. We'll see you out on the water. All right, folks, so we headed out of Boca this morning. A little bit to the north, right in and around the Palmetto Park Road area. You can see the pavilion. So we are essentially in the area of the Boca Trench, if you know where that is. Currently sitting in right around 133 feet of water. What we're gonna do is, like I said, we're going to do the standard South Florida trolling tactic, which is basically covering the water column. So we're gonna do some planer trolling and topwater trolling simultaneously. What this effectively does is it lets you fish on multiple layers of the water, fishing the water column at one time. So you're essentially covering double, if not triple, the amount of ground that you would instead of just fishing on one plane at a time. So to explain this a little bit further, South Florida has 3 distinct reef lines. The first reef, which is the shallow reef, runs from about 30 feet to about 90 feet. The second reef line is from about 120 feet out to almost about 180. Then your third reef line is from about 220 or so down to almost 300. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make smooth S-shaped curves in and out of these reef ledges, see if we can find where the fish are, and hopefully once we find where the fish are and what depth zone and depth range, we can hone in on our tactic and hopefully keep on the bite. All right, so for our planer trolling setup, we're gonna be using this. This is a Penn International 30, spooled with 80-pound braid. It is on a 7-foot Chaos rod with all roller guides. The roller guides help to let the line roll over it when it's being peeled out instead of just being peeled through a stationary guide. This reduces heat and friction on your line, thus compromising. And to continue with our planer trolling setup, we're gonna be using a number 6 planer. So on the end of the braid for a trolling setup, I have a 300-pound barrel swivel with a coast lock. What you're gonna do is you simply hook that onto the ring on the arm of your planer. Just like this. Close your clasp, you're good to go. Then the next thing we got is our leader. This leader is 100 feet of 60-pound monofilament. On the planer end of my leader, I have another 300-pound swivel. We are going to hook that onto a little eyelet that is on the plate of the planer. If you don't set your planer up properly, it won't function and you'll be struggling all day. You have to do it like this. Main line attached to the arm, leader end attached to the plate. What happens is you're trolling, it'll be diving down like this. When a fish hits and pulls your leader, it trips it, and then it rises up and you know you've got a fish on. Then on the business end of our leader, we've got a size 7 swivel, again with a coast lock. The lure that we're going to be using is a white trolling feather. It's on about 16 to 18 inches of number 4 40-pound wire leader, and I got 2 8/0 double tandem hook setup going on here. This white trolling feather is a 2-ounce trolling feather from the company No Alibi. Hook that onto our swivel, close the clasp, we're good to go. And the last thing we're going to do for our planer trolling setup is we're going to tip it with a bonita strip. To do that, all we simply do is we find the meat side of our bonita strip. We are going to measure out our hooks. We'll send our trailer hook in first, through the meat side, through the skin. Then we'll send our lead hook through, up at the very tip of it, puncture it through the skin, and we're set up, we're good to go. All right, that one's ready to be plopped in the water and get underway. And for our Topwater trolling setup, we are going to be using this. This is a Penn 12H. It's an old school Penn, spooled with 20-pound monofilament. It is on a 7-foot star rod from the Handcrafted series. And we have the same lure on it, a 2-ounce white trolling feather, and it's on, again, about 16 to 18 inches of wire leader, and we have it connected here with a swivel-less connection right to our main line. All right, so we're about ready to get underway, dropping our planer, do a little bit of explaining, see if we can get into the bite. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna explain this South Florida trolling setup, this tactic that's designed to help you cover the water column. When you're doing this, you're gonna wanna let out your planer trolling setup first. You don't wanna get tangled, so it's important that you let out your deep diving lures first. Let out our planer trolling setup, very simple. Grab our yo-yo, and we simply dip it in, and we unwind the 100-foot leader all the way from the yo-yo. Let out all 100 feet. Now we simply take our planer, we dunk it in the water, and we put our rod in free spool. Now, it's very important, when you're letting out your planer line, once you've let out your leader, you don't need to let out several hundred feet of main line. You want to let out about 100 to 125 feet of main line, which is just enough to get your planer to react and dive properly. Number 6 planer will dive down to about 60 feet when trolled at 6 to 8 knots, which is what we're going to be doing. Once you've let out your 125 feet or so, you're going to slow down your boat because braid is sensitive. Braid is what you want to try and use when planer trolling. However, it can be tricky to set your planer, so you want to have your planer diving down because any resistance put on it by your lure will automatically trip your planer. You're letting out your line, you're going to make sure it goes a little slack. Once you feel your line going slack, that means your planer's diving down. You've activated it, you've set it. You can lock up your reel, and then you slowly put your boat in forward. Bend over in this parabolic fashion. When your rod bends over like this, that means your planer is set. If your rod is not bent over like this and you don't see that parabolic form in it, your planer's not set. You're gonna have to slow down, start over, let out a little bit more line. We're up patrolling with the planer. We're looking for fish. Like I said, we're in about 130 feet or so. We're over the second reef. We're gonna head out a little bit deeper, start making our smooth S-shaped curves in and out. All right, so we've got our planer trolling rig set up. It's up, the planer's set, and we're rocking and rolling with it. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna let out our Topwater lure. So to do that effectively, we have to turn into it, which will kick our planer line out that way. That's how you set out your second line without tangling them, is to turn into the line that's already set out. And once we see that it's kicked out to the side, far enough, almost in a perpendicular fashion to the boat, we'll simply start letting out our second line. Now our second line is going to be our short line. So we're only going to let this line out about 100, maybe 125 feet. If we get hit on either one of them, we want it to still be effective without tangling them and to still be trolling while we are retrieving the other fish. All right, got that out far enough. Set our drag. We're up patrolling, both lines are in. We are effectively underway, working to find fish right now. We're heading over the ledge of the second reef right now. You can see it distinctly as we're going over it. It's in about 123 feet right here.
There's a rainbow.
So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna head in. Oh, and we're already on, never mind, we got a fish on, here we go. Who's up? Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it?
You're closer.
Woo!
How do
Oh, that's a good one. He's smoking it. All right, Bella's on. Hold on. Wait. Here, you want to put it down here?
Yeah.
You got to stand up and reel. All right, we're on. All right, Bella's on a fish, so we're going to slow down a little bit. You want to put it down here and reel on him? All right, there you go. Bella's on the first fish. Took a nice little run. We're going to see what we got once we get it up to the boat. Right in around 100 feet is where we hit this guy. Took a nice little run. We're gonna see what happens when we get him up. All right, so what we gotta do now effectively while Bella is retrieving this fish is we've gotta make sure that we keep our planer set and that we don't get it to dive down too much and get it hooked on the bottom. So we're gonna start curving up because we're in 100 feet of water. We're gonna keep our boat and slope forward. We're gonna make sure that we can retrieve this fish. You still feel him on there? Whoa! Oh! We got hit on the planer. Planer hit. Oh, double header! Come on, reel him in. Bijou, you want me to take that and you film, or you want to do it?
I want to film.
You want to film? All right,
Where?
Good fish. Oh yeah, double header. All right, so right now we got some issues going on. We got a planer hit, and we got a topwater hit. We're doing some teamwork right now. We got Bella on the topwater lure. We got Daddy on the planer lure. See what we can do to get these goodies in. Right in around 100 feet of water, right off the bat, man. We weren't even trolling for much more than 5 minutes.
Oh no, my line is running more.
It's fine. If he wants to run, let him run. Get it locked in there so that your rod's not twisting.
If he got more heavy, does that mean that he's coming?
No, yeah, that means he's getting closer. It means he's getting mad.
Yeah.
Let him get mad. It's okay. All right. So I'm at the planer. I'm gonna start hand lining my fish in while Bella's still fighting hers. We're gonna see what happens. All right, I'm hand lining in. This is the funnest part to me of planer trolling. Yep, let him get closer. Take your time, because I got to get this one up. We got 2 fish on, all right? This is looking like gonna be a nice kingfish right here.
I see it moving.
All right, I just want to try and get him over here. There we go, kingfish right here. All right, kingfish in the boat. Look at that.
Whoa.
There we go. All right.
Huge.
Yep, that's a good one. Had dinner. All right, now we're gonna help out Bella. Get this fish up. Get that in this reel. Let's see what we got.
Oh, I'm great at recording.
Going over that 120-foot ledge, like I said. Got hooked up.
That looks like
Had both rods get hit, so covering that water column worked. There we go.
Do you have to let them back in?
No, we're not gonna do it though.
Yeah.
Fish in the boat, false albacore. Double header, woo! Everybody did good. Got a nice kingfish, nice false albacore. We're gonna get the hooks out of his mouth real quick and get him back in the water. There we go, look at that, false albacore. Bella got this guy. We're gonna get that kingfish unloaded and get back to it, have us a little bit more fun. All right, everybody, that's a nice first fish. Nice solid kingfish, about 10 pounds. Gonna be great on the dinner table. Like I told you, we're doing that trolling the reef with the South Florida fishing tactic, covering that water column, and we got into a nice double header right off the bat. Got a nice false albacore, let him go. We got this guy who will be joining us at the dinner table. Nothing better than that, than heading out with a plan, having a tactic in mind, having a target species in mind too, and getting into the bite. All right, so some great first hookups. We're re-rigged, setting back out the planer, gonna get back up to speed, keep trolling around. Awesome hookup, like I told you, covering that water column. 2 different species that swim together naturally. Like I said, we're letting out the lines again. Gonna head back out to about 150, 180 and swoop back in, see if we can find them again. We hit them right over that ledge of the second reef, the beginning ledge, the 123-foot ledge. You saw it clearly on the fish finder as we were going over it. So what I want to talk about as we're letting our lines out again is how to find fish when you're not marking them on your fish finder. Typically trolling, you're not going to mark fish. You're covering too much ground. Your transducer cannot mark the fish for you. So what's going to happen is you got to trust your GPS. You got to look at your contour lines. Contour lines that are spread further apart means there is less of an incline on the seabed. Contour lines that are packed closely together, that means you have more of an incline on the seabed and you're going over some sort of ledge. So this is the stuff you want to look for as you're trolling these deep ledges of the reef. You're not going to want to stare at your fish finder looking for marks of fish. You're not going to see them. All right, so we got our planer trolling rod back up and at it. Good to go. Right around 160 feet, so we're going to curve into it and we're going to let out our topwater line again. Again, fishing that water column. Ultra important. If you're trolling off South Florida, on these shallow cutting reefs that are real close to shore, you're going to want to learn to fish like this and get comfortable doing it. Fishing up top, fishing down low. This is how you find fish that are, you know, more desirable fish over these reefs ledges. Trolling them up, getting into the bite, finding where they are, sticking to that area until they're no longer hanging out. And then you continue your research. It's something that takes a little bit of practice. It's not a free ride. You're gonna mess up. That's all part of learning. Learning through your failures. As long as we learn what we've done wrong and we sort of engage and build upon that. Trust me when I say I've messed up so many times and gone back and remembered what I've done and I go, wow, I'll never do that again. And you know, sometimes I do it again. All right. We're back up and trolling with both rods. And curve back into about, 120. Keep circling around, see if we can find that bite again. Just that little zingaroo on the planer. Fella's gonna come get on it real quick. Got a nice little zingarooski on the planer.
Happy.
Yeah. You can feel him pulling, that's good. Yeah, you're good. The planer's tripped, definitely, so. We'll see if we got a fish.
We've been waiting and they fell asleep.
Yep, it takes time sometimes to get into that hit. You got to find them again, and all right. So we got a little bit of bobbing and weaving up here on the rod tip, which is good. Planer's definitely tripped, so keeping the boat in slow forward.
You got to be strong to be able to do this.
I haven't seen Bella cranking in some fish in a while. She's getting into it. What we're gonna do is once we get up to this planer, we'll have her take a little chill pill and sit on down and we'll do our hand lining in thing, see if we got the hook up. No, you're getting there. You get to the planer and then I'll do the rest. The deal is with the planer trolling is they reel it up to the planer and then I'll help out with the hand lining, but
how deep does this go?
No, it's up on top. You just got a fish on there, so he's pulling against you. There you go, that's how you do it. Get you a nice comfortable seat, hit down, just don't fall over. You got the double fist action going on, huh?
Yeah, I need it.
All right, perfect. We can do that. We're coming up to our planer. We're going to see what's happening. All right. Okay. Don't move. It's okay. Sometimes see what's good time. Oh, yeah. We definitely got a fish on here. He's pulling again.
Really? That's good.
That is very good. All right. Ooh, yeah, it's a good fish.
And then after you hand line him, what do you do?
Then we're going to gap him. Good fish. He's pulling against you big time.
Do you disconnect the...
No, I don't disconnect nothing. I let this loop back out. Bella. Good to go. All right, we're gonna let him go.
I don't see his teeth.
Yeah, he's got little itty bitty teeth. They're like sandpaper.
But I see the kingfish's teeth really good.
Oh yeah, kingfish teeth are like great. All right, here he goes. Back in the drink. Woohoo! All right, folks, so we had a little bit of fun today. Got 2 nice false albacore and a nice king mackerel. We're bringing them home. Showed you all about that South Florida trolling the reef tactic, that covering the water column, getting some baits up on top, some down in the water, and finding where the fish are and staying on them and getting into that hookup. You also had a bunch of fun getting the young lady anglers into the hookup. Had some bijou on some great camera work. Had Bella reeling in, some fish. Never a dull moment when you're out with the family having some great fun. And that about does it for this episode. We hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed. We hope you learned a little bit about, not only trolling the reef and doing the South Florida fishing tactic, but how to enjoy some time with the family, get them into the bite, have some fun finding those more desirable fish that can really get family into fishing and make it grow as journeys, adventures, and have memories that'll last a lifetime. Till next time, South Florida saltwater fishing, going wherever the cool wind takes us.